Hello everyone, you're welcome back to another tutorial. If it's your first time here, hi, I'm so glad you're here. Please do stick around. Today we're going to learn how to make this beaded round bag. This design is so beautiful and easy to make. And this tutorial is for those who have never attempted this design before. So let's learn how to make it together. Let's go. For this project, you would need your beads. I have my multicolored sugar beads here, and then you'll also be needing your fish line in 0.7 mm, your scissors, and also your pair of iron handles. This is all you'll be needing for this project. Now let's get to work. To start this, we're going to cut out some lines we'll be comfortable to work with. Now we're going to start working on the facing of this bag, of which this facing has 6 steps in total. So let's get started with the first step. In this first step, we're going to start with 6 beads, and these 6 beads are going to go into the left hand side of our line. After that, you draw down 5 beads and cross with, that is, you cross your both ends of your line into the 6th one. Draw that all the way down, and then this right here is going to form your first ring. To continue, on the left hand side of your line, add 3 beads and 2 on your right hand side. I repeat, 3 beads on your left and 2 on your right hand side. Cross with the last bead on your right hand side. Then you draw that all the way down to form your second ring. Okay, here now we have our second bead, or our second ring, sorry. This is our second ring. You can see how it is. This is our second ring. We're going to repeat the same thing we just did now. That is 3 beads on our left and 2 on our right. We're going to cross with the second bead on our right hand side. Draw them all the way down, like draw it all the way down. Make sure you cut out the line you are comfortable with to work with. Me, this is one I am comfortable to work with this. So now we have our third bead. We're going to keep repeating that step. That is the 3 beads on the left and 2 on the right. We're going to keep repeating it until we get to the 5th ring. We have 3 rings already. We're going to repeat it till we get to the 5th ring. Let's go. I'm here now on the 5th ring, and here we have 5 rings in total. It's now time to complete the last ever ring on this first step. This time, add 1 bead to the right hand side of your line. 1 bead to the right hand side of your line. Once that is done, I want you to look closely at that bead right there, facing where we are now. Then, pass the right side of your line through that bead. Do not forget to tighten your work. Now, on the left hand side, add 3 beads. After adding the third bead, cross both ends of your line with the last one added. Then you draw that all the way down. Do not forget to tighten your work. Now we are done with the first step of the facing of our bag. This is what it looks like. We have 5 more steps to go. But first, let's look at this. If you will notice that on this first step of this facing, each rings are 6 beads in total. Each ring, if you count them all through, they are all 6 beads in total. So we're done with the first step of the facing of our bag. Now let's proceed to the second step. First, the right hand side of our line would go into the next bead. Always tighten your work. Do not forget to tighten your work. Then, on the left hand side of our line, we're going to add 4 beads. 4 beads into the left hand side of our line. After adding that, we'll draw down 3 and cross both ends of our line into the last one added. Draw that all the way down and make sure your work is tightened. And now we have the first ring on the second step. Tighten your work. Always tighten your work. If you look closely and count the beads right there, you will count 6 beads in total. I want you to take note of the 6 beads. To continue, the right hand side would go into that next bead. Then on the left hand, we would add 3 beads. Then cross both ends of our line with the last one added. 3 beads. Then you cross both ends of your lines with the last one added. Draw that all the way down. Now we have the second ring on the second step. Now if you count this one, you're going to count about 5 beads in total. Now you may wonder why it is different. Well, that's because the pattern we're going to keep up with on the second step is 6-5-6-5 all through the step, okay? We have done 6 and we have done 5. So the next one would be 6. The right line would go into the next 2 beads. And then on the left line, we're going to add 3 beads into the left line. 3 beads. After adding the 3 beads, we take down 2 and cross our both ends of the line into the last one added. We have the third ring. Next, our right line goes into the next bead. And on the left hand side, we're going to add 3 beads. We'll add 3 beads into the left line, draw down 2 and cross both ends of our line into the last bead added. This is what we're going to keep repeating until we get all around this. Keep up with the pattern of 6-5-6-5 until we get to like the last set all the way down. Let's meet at the last set. We are here now at the last ever set. Now we are going to pass our line, that's our right line, through the last 2 beads there. To continue, you know the previous pattern we just worked on was a pattern of 6. So the next pattern would be a pattern of 5. But this time around, we're just going to add 2 beads on the left hand side of our line to make it 5. Then we'll cross both ends of our line with the last bead added. and that will complete the second step of the facing of our bag. And this is what it should be looking like. We've completed 2 steps out of 6 steps, which means we have 4 more steps to go. Now the step we're going to work on will be a pattern of 4 beads all through. And to do that, on the left hand side, we're going to start with 3 beads. Then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one added. Once that is done, the right hand side would go into the next bead. And on the left hand side, we add 2 beads and cross both ends of our line into the last one added. Let's do that again. Right hand side goes into the next bead. And on the left hand side, we add 2 beads and cross into the last one added. So we're going to keep up with this pattern of 2 beads until we get all around this. Well, let's meet all the way down and stop at the second to the last, because the last one would be different. Let's go. We have beaded all around this and we are right here at the second to the last one. So let's complete it together. Our right line will go into the next bead, and on our left line we are going to add 2 beads and cross into the last one added. Now at the final ring, the right hand side of the line would go into the next 2 beads. After which we are just going to take 1 bead to close the gap. Now we are done with the third step of our bag. Now we've done 3 steps and we have 3 more steps to go. Let's continue with the next step. To start the 4th step, on the left hand side we start with 4 beads. Then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one added. And now we have our first ring on the 4th step. And if you count very well, you will notice that there are 5 beads in total. To continue, the right hand side will go into the next bead. And on the left hand side, we'll add 3 beads this time and we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one added. Always remember to tighten your work for a neater outcome. To continue, let's do the same thing. That is, the right hand side goes into the next bead. And on the left hand, 3 beads, and then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one added. And then you draw that all the way down and tighten your work. Remember to tighten your work. Now let's keep this pattern going. Keep up with the pattern till we get to the second to the last part of the ring. Let's go, guys. We have beaded all around this and we are right here at the second to the last one. So let's complete it together as usual. The right hand side goes into the next bead, and on the left hand side we're going to add 3 beads into our line and then cross both ends of our line to the last bead added. Draw down 2 and cross both ends of our line to the last bead added. Draw that down and secure very well. We are now at the final ring, and as usual it is a dead end. The right hand goes into the next bead. That's the next two beads. The next two beads. Pass your line through them. Then on the left hand side, we add two beads and cross both ends of our line into the last one added. Draw down all the way down and secure very well. Tighten your line, tighten your work. And finally, we are done with our fourth step. You see how it's looking now? We're done with our fourth step. Alright, let's keep going. We're almost done. We have two more steps to go. Out of 6, we have two more steps to go. And now the fifth step would be a pattern of 6 all through. And to do that, first the right hand will go into the next bead. And on the left hand side, we're going to add 4 beads. Then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one. 4 beads. And then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one. Always tighten your work. Always tighten your work. To continue, the right hand side goes into the next 2 beads. The next 2 beads. While on the left hand side, we are going to add 3 beads and cross both ends of our line into the last one added. Guys, remember I said you should always work with a rope you are comfortable with. For me, I'm good with this length, so pick a length you're comfortable to work with. Now we've gotten 2 rings. To continue, our right hand side would go into the next 2 beads. And on the left hand side, we are going to be adding 3 beads. Then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one. Now we have 3 rings in total. Let us now keep up with this routine until we get to the last set. Let's go, guys. We are now at this final step, guys. This is what it's going to be looking like when you get there. So the right hand side will go into 3 beads this time, okay? These 2 beads, then that bead right there at the side, because this is a dead end. Guys, carefully pass your line into each bead. That's those 3 beads there. Carefully pass your line into each bead. Then on the left hand side, we will add just 2 beads. Then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one added. Finally, guys, we are done with the 5th steps. That means we have just one more step to go, okay? Now let's finish that up. And this step would be just a pattern of 4 beads all through. To do that, on the left hand side, we are going to start with 3 beads. Then we cross into the last one added. To continue, the right hand side of our line goes into the next bead. And on the left hand side of our line, we're going to add 2 beads and then cross into the last bead added. Again, our right hand line goes into the next bead, while on our left hand side we're going to be adding 2 beads, and then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last bead added. Draw that all the way down. For the last time, our right hand side goes into the next bead, while on our left hand side we're going to be adding 2 beads, and then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last bead added. Now guys, we're going to keep up with this pattern of 2 beads until we get all round as usual. Then we'll meet at the last ever ring. Let's go guys. We're at the second to the last one now. Let's finish it up together. Our right line goes into the next bead, while on the left we add 2 beads and cross into the last one added. So it's now time to finish up the 6th step of our bag finally. So the right side of our line would go into the next 2 beads. Then we'll take one more bead to close that up. And now we are done with the 6th step of our bag, and we have completed the first facing of our bag, and this is what it's looking like. We're just going to pass around our lines to end it. It is now time to create the sides of our bag. Now I want you to notice the pattern on the edges of these facings, okay? If you look closely, you will notice that the patterns are gripped in pairs. Let's just pick a pair. Cut out some lines and pass it through the second of the pair, because that's where our sides are going to start from. Remember guys, I always say you should cut out a line you're comfortable in working with. A line you're comfortable in working with. For me, I love my line always long, because I don't like to join. I like it always long. So now going forward, we're going to be starting with 3 beads on the left hand side of our bag of our line, and then we'll cross into the last one. Draw that all the way down. And please guys, always make sure that this particular one sits up like this. Make sure it sits up like this. So to continue, the right hand side would go into the next bead, and on the left hand side we are going to be adding 2 beads, and then would cross our both ends of our line into the last one added. Draw that all the way down. Remember, I said it should sit up like this. Again, our right hand side goes into the next bead, and then on the left side we're going to add 2 beads and cross our both ends of the line into the last one added. So yeah guys, this is going to be our normal pattern of 2 beads. Let's keep this going until we get all round this facing. For now, I don't know where exactly we're going to stop, but when I get there I will let you guys know. Let's go guys. So guys, I've beaded all around this facing down to this place. Now we're going to go back to where we started from, and we're going to start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When we get to the 12th one, that is where our our side, that's our side, is going to end. Like I told you, you're not going to start with the first pair. It is the second pair that you would end it in. So now, because I want to start a new row, I would then add 2 beads into the right side of my line instead of the left. And then you cross the 2 ends of the line with the last bead added. Draw that all the way down, and this is what you would be getting. It will take you down to the next row. Are you seeing it? It's taking you down to the next row. Okay. Then still on the right hand side, because we're turning now, we're going to add 3 beads. 3 beads on the right hand side. Yes, 3 beads. And you cross both ends of your line into the last bead added. Draw that all the way down. So guys, what we're going to do next is to keep up with this pattern of 2 beads till we get all the way down, and let's stop at the last ever one. Let's go guys. We are here now, so let's complete it together. Our right hand side goes into the next bead, and on our left hand side we would be adding 2 beads, and then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one added. So guys, we are done building this row. So from here now, let's pass around our line to end it. I'm done with that, and here is what we have. So we are done with one side of our bag. It is now time to add our iron handle to the facing. So firstly, we would have to pick a spot where our handle would be placed. To do that, from the edge right there, we are going to count 3 beads inward. That is 1, 2, 3. So the third ring right there would hold one side of our handle. Cut out some line and start from the left hand side of that ring. Pass your line through that bead there. Draw out your line. Then on the left hand side, you're going to start with 3 beads. And then you cross the both ends of your line into the last one added. To continue, the right hand side of your line goes into the next bead, still on the spot that we picked, okay? That bead right there. Then you take your iron handle and place it just right in the middle of those 2 beads, just like that. And then on the left hand side of the line, we're going to add 2 beads. And then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last one added. Make sure it is secure. Tighten your work. Let's continue. The right hand side of your line goes into the next bead, still on that spot we picked, okay? And on the left hand side, we're going to add 2 beads. And then cross our both ends of the line into the last one added. Secure your work. Make sure your work is firmly drawn. Draw your work, tighten your work very well. We are now at the final bead on the spot. We are now at the final bead on the spot. So the right hand side of the line goes into the next bead and the other bead, which is the next bead and the one at the other side, because this is the dead end. Okay, we're going to pass our lines through those 2 beads. Then we'll take one more bead to close it up. Now we're done clipping one side of our handle, but we still have to secure the upper part of it so it won't loosen. And to make that happen, we have to pass our line around the bead to make it tight and firm and to also end it. And do not forget to do the same thing to the other side to clip the other side of your handle. I am done, and now our handle has been properly clipped. This is what yours should also look like. Then you want to repeat everything we've been doing up to this moment to create another side, making it 2 in total. Then it is now time to join both sides to make a whole bag. This is like the final part of the bag making process. We're going to join both facing of the bag together, and to do that we're going to cut out some line, and then we're going to take one bead and pass it through our line. Then we would pass both ends of our line into those beads right there. That is, the one on the right, which is our line on the right, goes to the one on the right, and our line on the left goes to the one on the left. Then we'll take one bead to close that up. Draw that down, and this is what you would be getting. Did you see it? To continue, we're going to take both sides of our line and go into the next beads, which is the right line goes into the right bead, and the left line would also go into the left bead. After which we'll take one bead to close that up. Please do not forget to tighten your work. So as simple as this process goes, let's keep it going until we get all around our bag till it's properly joined, okay? So let's do that. I have beaded all the way around this, and I am here at the second to the last ever ring. So let's complete it together. Both sides of our line goes into the next bead. That is, our right line goes to the right bead and our left line goes to the left bead. Then we take one bead to close it up. For our final ring, we'll repeat same process. Our right line goes into the right bead and our left line goes into the left bead. Then we'll add one bead to close it up. Always tighten your work. Now we are done joining our sides. Let's now pass around our lines to end it. Guys, remember to cut out any loose thread. And finally, we're done with our bag. This is so beautiful. I really love how this turned out, especially the color. I think the multicolor made the bead pop more. The process of making this bag was very simple, don't you think? And it is super beginner friendly as well. Please also do not forget to subscribe, like and share our video. See you guys in our next video. Bye. Mwah.